Welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. I came down here to the Hosidius fruit stalls, do a bit of thieving training. Got from level 39 to 49. Now I just need one more for 50. That's going to be useful for the Rogue's Den in a bit. But first, a quest. Also, here's a pineapple. Don't need that. And as per usual, we need things. And we can't just have the things in our bank or anything, because that'd be too easy. There's a tinderbox. Come down here to the Blue Moon Inn. Grab a regular beer. We could just pick this up later, but it's always nice just to have everything taken care of. We also need some coins, which we have some of our coins with us, so that's taken care of. And the last item we need is a raw shark. So we are heading to Canifis. Still don't have the Dramen staff, so we can't use fairy rings to get over there. But we would have to have gotten rid of the staff for this quest anyways, so it's okay. So we're just going to run to Canifis and then make our way to the quest start. Nowadays, there are more options for getting a raw shark without fishing it, but I only need one. So Rufus's Meat Emporium is a solid choice. Also, something we need to take care of is this Beekeeper's Top. Got this at a random event while I was at the fruit stalls. And as it is an untradeable item, we won't be able to put it on a table. So instead, we're going to store it in our fancy dress box. Bank pin. Okay, can I just put it in there without the bank pin? Yes, deposit it. Perfect. So that is the Beekeeper's Top in there. So I guess that is setting us into needing to have the full beekeepers. We can only store 2 random event costumes right now. So one of them is beekeepers. We'll see if we get another costume there before we get this box upgraded. But now, we can head to Camelot and run up to Releka to start the quest. The quest in question is Fremennik Trials, which technically we don't have the requirements for, but you're weirdly allowed to skip these, so we can actually do it. Starting here with Brunt the Chieftain. Again, just asking for a quest. It's not a quest per se, it's more of a trial. Hence, the Fremennik Trials. We have to convince the Council of Elders, or at least a majority of them, to let us join the Fremennik tribe. Each of them will have a different task for us, and some of them will be impossible. So, luckily, we will be able to manage the 7 out of 12 required. And we're going to start with the ones where I need to have an empty inventory. I believe there should be a table over here upstairs. And this is one where there is a slightly greater chance of people coming and taking my stuff. No, not a table up here. do want it to be upstairs. It's also a pretty far run. There's a table over here. I might have to look around for a good table. I don't know if there's any more upstairs areas here. Because when you're putting your stuff on a table, you want it to be out of the way. There's a table there. I think I'm going to have a look around town. See if we can find any better choices. Because it would still be pretty inconvenient to lose all my things. So, I will venture. Looks like right over here is going to be the best we're going to get. Can't get to that table because there's chairs in the way. And there is no other upstairs anywhere in the entire town. So, we're just going to have to hope that this works out for us. We can't even use things on this table. Okay. Generally used for putting things on, it says, as I'm not allowed to put things on the table. Okay. This is not a smooth start by any means. Okay. Well, I will keep trying, I guess. Okay. This one actually works. In the other corner of town. It is a... I'd say this is a slightly worse location for putting all my things. But it'll have to do. We really do not have good ways to get back here. So I couldn't put these on some further afield table. And the rest of the Fremennik province is very untabled. So there's not too many choices. It's interesting that specifically this small table works, but the ones for putting things on don't. And there always is a chance that some of these tables might be coded weird and not have your stuff stay for 10 minutes. That is a possibility we have to deal with. So let's start. Put our stuff on the table. Don't drink the beer, even though we could get it back easily. Things that just have U's. Very easy to put on tables. It's the stuff with equips that complicates things a little bit. And we get to do this twice for this quest, which is also great. Let's be quick about it. The quicker we are, the better things will be for us. First person we need to talk to is Pierre the Seer. He's got a puzzle in his house that we need to complete without bringing anything in. But first, a riddle. Nothing at all. Can I die? As long as food, what am I? Why can I die as long as it has food? What am I? First is in fish, but not in sea. Second in birds, not in tree. Third in doors, but not in hall. Everything, but not in all. My whole cannot die as long as it has food. What am I? Time pressure. It's fire. Okay. It's not really time pressure. As much as is the risk of somebody showing up and taking my stuff. I guess I put it on a table. It's not my stuff anymore. But now we're up here. We need to search all the locations for all the different things they have. We got a bucket, a disc, a magnet, Another disc. A jug. Nothing. A toy ship. A small pick. Nothing. Some thread. A red herring. And nothing. First step of this puzzle is getting 4 water. The jug is 3, the bucket is 5. You just 1, another jug. That is 4. Use that on this chest with the weight mechanism to get a strange vase. Fill up the vase. But we need a lid for the vase. So red herring on the range, get some red. Red on the disc, down the other trapdoor. Discs on the mural. Study the mural. Vase lid. Screws in tightly. Put it on the freezing table, which is probably more magic than anything. And then get the key out. And that is all you need to do to get Pure the Seer's vote. Very good. And now, the moment of truth, where we come over here and see if our stuff's still on the table. Yeah, I can see it from here. If anybody has those item tags on, where it shows all the things that are on the ground, it'd probably be very easy to see the pile of things. I don't think that we would need to refresh the timer on this, but might as well. It's all crazy different things underneath the other things. There was just a shark in that pile, but it only shows the top few things. Also, we got a free herring out of this deal, so that's fun. Technically, we can bring that to the next thing we need to do. So let's put the stuff back on the table again. Nice and quick. All my stuff. Except for the things in statue units and 3 million coins. Which, let's be honest, could easily get all this stuff back. Eventually we're going to get to a situation where getting all our stuff back is not so easily said. Is more easily said than done. But for the time being, we're okay. Second other we're going to talk to is Thorvald. And he is giving us a combat task. Can't bring any weapons, or most items in general. We just have to head down the ladder here into this underground fighting area. But we have Protect from Melee. So that is going to be very helpful here. I could have brought some food, but honestly, really don't need to. I think the third phase might delete my prayer, though. So we're going to have to flinch him. That's okay. There are 4 phases to this fight, and you only need to win the first 3. Which is convenient, because winning the 4th one would require additional resources. Second phase. Come on, Koshi, get over here. More prayer flicking. More punching. Our base melee stats are pretty solid at this point. So, punch and Koshi the Deathless. Not a huge ask. There are quite a few interesting things you can do for this to make it easier on you if you don't have good stats and protect for melee. You can make some... I don't know if you can... I think you can use recoils. But you can also bring in a few random items that you can use as weapons. Make your attacks faster. You can actually make a Draman staff in here. And then bash him with the staff. And there have been a variety of ways around the requirements to not have weapons. I don't know what's less fair, bringing in a weapon or using protection prayers. As with a lot of things, if it's not allowed, it's free to be abused. Abused or used, I suppose. There's the second phase. Nearly completed. Again, very easy. We're just fighting for real this time. But I still have protection prayers, so. Again, another situation where protection prayers are useful even before getting prayer potions. So this is alright. He does get significantly stronger each phase. So, the damage and accuracy is not ideal. Especially since you don't have equipment. Although, to be fair, the current equipment that I do have isn't that great either. That's okay. I'm going to punch this guy for what could be a while. Fun, fun. And there is the third phase completed. And now for a very concerning moment. Since we're not going to win the fourth fight here, we need to let Koshi the Deathless nearly kill us. Getting down to 1 HP on a hardcore account is generally not something you want. But in this situation, it's the only way forward. Prayer is gone. HP is going away quickly. This is a flurry of attacks, which would be pretty effective with recoils, but not a huge issue wanting to actually fight him. He's got significant amounts of hit points now. That was just 5 there. We can use this herring once we're out of here. Heal up a little bit. But my goodness. This is not where you want to be. 1 HP. We didn't win, but we passed the trial as it was a fight to the death. And we stood our ground until the end. And I can see my things from now. Right from here. Let's go get him. Oh, it's disappearing. Oh my gosh, we were too slow. Wow. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Okay. Interesting. That took exactly 10 minutes, I guess. Oof. That was a slower fight than I hoped it would have been. Maybe could have grabbed some other things to help me with that. That's just good to know for the future. We need to be more vigilant. So, we got back the things that we wear around currently. We have our axe. We have the beer. Okay. So, we can't finish the quest here with this inventory, of course. So, I'm going to have to go to Nightmare Zone, grab some money, and then recollect stuff that was in my inventory. It's not a huge loss, except for the rune scimitar. That's a pretty bad situation. I guess I'll just buy a rune sword. Rune pickaxe, rune sword, bunch of runes. It's not ideal. So I'm gonna grab like 100,000 coins out and go buy some things. Rookie mistake here. Rookie mistake. Okay. Not as bad as I thought it actually was. I wielded my rune scimitar, so I actually still do have that, so that's good. So, the only real things we lost there would be the lizardman fangs and the coal, I guess. Everything else is very purchasable. So, I'm gonna buy some runes over here. I guess I don't technically need nature runes right now, but they're good for alching things. So I'll just buy like 50. And then we're going to need elemental runes. At least enough to teleport to Varrock and buy some other elemental runes. Just give me some of those. One fire. They're cheaper in Varrock, so that's a better choice. That's nature runes and law runes. I'm gonna get my fire staff back. It's not expensive, so that's okay. Then we need... We're not gonna get the feathers back, we're not gonna get the coal, we're not gonna get the lizardman fangs. Which is really unfortunate. We specifically disassembled that Xeric's talisman because we would be allowed to put it in a new one and have 100 charges then. And now we don't have that, which is not ideal. Some earth runes, some water runes, some air runes. Mistakes happen. But as long as they don't kill me, the mistakes are okay. And I guess we're going to need to go back to Canifis again and get another shark. So I'm going to get the rune pickaxe. And get a tinderbox here in Varrock. That'll be fine. And besides that, I think we're okay. So, an inconvenient loss of like 80,000 coins or something. Could be worse. Could have left my 3 million coins on that counter. That would have been even worse. But we're making a comeback. So I'll be okay. Well, I was told I was absolutely going to use those lizardman things, those coal, those feathers. Ah well. A lesson has been learned. So I need to get the pickaxe and the raw shark. Then it's back to Fremennik trials. The real trial was the mistakes we made along the way. Okay. Back on track. Inventory slightly lighter. Let's get on to the third member of the council. Sigli, the huntsman, has a hunting challenge for us, where we have to fight the Dragon. A kind of spirit that wanders around the area. Unkillable, but we can siphon out a bit of its energy. And we are given the talisman that will allow us to not only do that, but find the dragon itself. To the northeast. Well, that's definitely better than southeast. If it heads to the south, it quickly gets walking back and forth across the river. Ah. It's moved. Oh well. This can take a little bit of effort. If it's far enough west, it won't be able to walk somewhere else again. Alright. Southeast of here. The dragon is here. Alright, here we go. That went better than expected. It moved really quickly between those areas there, though. So, I still think we got fairly lucky grabbing the dragon here. With our rune scimitar, and nothing else giving us any combat stats, we'll be able to quickly dispose of this ghosty guy. Bunch of prayer flicking, because I don't have armor or food. But that's okay. I might have preferred to have gone and gotten that for the next thing we're going to be doing. But that would have required heading all the way to Shazian or buying new armor. And I really just can't be asked right now. So we're going to be prayer flicking for hopefully not too long here. This fight isn't too bad. The dragon is level 69, so very similar combat level to us, all things considered. Not too bad. A very straightforward trial here. Don't need to get rid of all your items or go down some crazy ladders into weird combat dungeons. Just a simple go fight a ghost. Swish. You really don't appreciate all the extra stats that you get on all your other equipment pieces until you're going around swinging just your weapon. It is significantly less effective. But that is a problem that we will deal with after we're done with all these things where we can't have stuff with us. And this is not the last thing we're going to be doing, where we need to put all our stuff on a table. Absorb the essence. Good to go. So now we just need to head back and give the Hunter's Talisman back to Sigley. And that is 3 out of 7. Very good. Next, we're going to be doing a trial for Olaf the Bard. We need to show him we have some musical ability. And that requires getting a lyre. Now, there's 2 ways to do that. Go get the levels, chop down a singing tree kind of thing over in the forest. It sways and is very musical. Get some golden wool, make some golden thread, enchant it. Well, we still need to do the enchanting part, but the actual getting of the lyre is going to be slightly different. Instead of making the lyre ourselves with our stats, we're just going to kill people. This guy counts. We can find just one person here. Morcar? Yeah, he'll do. We're just gonna hop worlds inside one house. He's level 48. And the drop rate's not too bad. About 1 in 17. So in theory, we should be able to get this done. Let's see if we can get some luck. I blame you for stealing all my stuff, since this is your house and all my stuff's gone. So maybe I can steal your lyre, and then I'll call it even. Bronze Warhammer. That is not a lyre. So I'm going to bother him with murder until I get my lyre. A perfect trade for all the stuff he took. And there it is, on the ground, a lyre. If we examine it, it is a musical instrument I don't know how to play. If we try to play it, we still don't know how. So, as per usual, if you're trying to learn a new instrument, contact your nearby water spirit and bribe them with fish. That's how this usually works, right? Beware the wolves on your way there. It's an entire process. Raw shark on a strange altar. And we were gifted with the ability to play the lyre. One time. It's a magical ability and not an actual ability. So, I mean, this is probably not what Olaf wanted from us for our musical trial. Just steal someone's lyre, bribe a water spirit, and go crazy. Let's see what our song's gonna be. The thoughts of lots of questing leaves some people unfulfilled, but I have done my simple best in entering the Champions Guild. Olaf is impressed, and he is glad to give us his vote. And we've completely forgotten how to play the lyre. So, that's fun. Next on the list is going to be a very simple task. We need to talk to Sigmund the Merchant. As you might expect, as a merchant, he's giving us a merchanting trial. We just need to go and get a flower for him. He doesn't know who has the flower, so we need to look around town and get the flower. It would be a bit annoying if we had to talk to 14 people and get them 5,000 coins, which we luckily still have plenty of, and trade that in for a legendary cocktail, and trade that in for a champion's token, and trade that in for a warrior's contract to act as a bodyguard, and trade that in for a weather report, and trade that in for a map of fishing spots, and trade that in for an unusual fish. And trade that in for a custom bowstring. And trade that in for a map to the best hunting grounds. Trade that in for a lowered tax rate on the local shops, which is a very strange thing to require for the trial. But it's a strange trial we're taking, so here we are. And then we trade that in for some repaired boots. And trade that in for a love song. And trade that in for the flour we needed. A bit of effort, but I'm sure Sigmund will appreciate that we accomplished what he wanted. And that is another vote. After all of that, I think I'm going to go grab a easier vote from Swenson the Navigator. He wants to test our navigation. Not of like the land or the ocean or anything, but of a teleporting maze he has under his house. The answer is Swenson. His name. South, west, east, north. That's all you need to do to complete his trial. A little bit self-centered there, but hey, if it counts, it counts. And that is the wrong quest. We've got 6 votes, so that means just 1 left. And the final vote that we can get is with Manny the Reveler. So we're going to grab a keg of beer. He disapproves. Manny the Reveler. His trial is to beat him in a drinking contest. Sounds like a great plan. Now we can grab the keg of beer. I'm sure this is going to go fantastically. Let's get a good view of this drinking contest here. He drinks his tankard. We chug an entire barrel. And we're surprised that we lost. Not exactly a fair contest. So we're going to do a bit of cheating. It's not exactly a good look to be trying to cheat in a drinking contest by talking to a poison salesman, but I swear it's not what it looks like. We're not going to poison anyone. We're just going to get non-alcoholic alcohol. It's not been very popular, so we can easily get an entire keg of it from the poison salesman here. We're going to use this to pretend that it's an actual regular keg and cheat. But they're rather observant, so we're not going to be able to get away with just bringing this keg in and just drinking it. So we need to create a distraction. And what better distraction than explosions? Again, it's not as bad as it sounds. We're not going to kill anyone or anything. First, I'm going to talk to the council workman here. Trade him a regular beer for a strange object. He also has some dialogue about the low alcohol beer that the poison salesman is selling. In case you were trying to do this completely blind. A lot of quests don't work particularly well when you do that. Some of the things are very off the beaten trail. But this is decent enough. We got the tinderbox. We got the strange object. It is hissing. So we shove it in this drain pipe. It's going to be a loud distraction when it goes off. So we just run back in the long haul. Take another keg of beer. And use the two together to switch it out. Everybody's distracted. So now we can go and do this drinking contest. He drinks. We drink. Nothing happens. He's very impressed. And we get another vote. And that's it. 7 out of 12. We've done it. For 2,813 experience in strength, defense, attack, hit points, fishing, thieving, agility, crafting, fletching, and woodcutting. The crafting and fletching bits would make a bit more sense if we actually made the lyre ourselves. But in this situation, it's just some nice free experience. We also get a new Fremennik name. Rakla. Cool. 52 defense. 32 fishing. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. 35 crafting. 24 fletching. Not bad. Now we can get rid of this lyre and this tinderbox. Not going to be needing those. And is back to table content. This time over in Berthorpe. And here is the table. Upstairs in the general store of Berthorpe. I'm going to try my very best to get this done in less than 10 minutes so I don't lose my stuff. It shouldn't take that long. That's what I said about the last time, so here we are. Okay. Time to run. Because we're heading out of the general store and down into the Rogue's Den. We've got plenty of agility levels, way above the 50 required. We also have just the bare minimum of 50 thieving. You talk to Brian or Richard here to head into the maze. Sounds good. Let's take a crack at it. An entire area full of traps and obstacles that we need to navigate as quickly as possible. Running past things, and running past things in ways that don't make much sense. It is a weird, weird place. This place. But with some careful maneuvering, you can basically skip a lot of traps. You can run right over them and right past them in a very, very peculiar way. Running, although it looks like you're actually moving along at a regular pace, is technically teleporting your character 2 spaces forward every game tick, instead of walking, which just moves you forward 1 space. And that's interesting and all, but it doesn't explain how this works. We search a trap, then run over 3 of them. You would think at best you could run past 1 extra trap. That is not how it works, for whatever reason. So instead, whenever there's 3 traps in a row, you just kind of ignore them. You just kind of run them on past. There's traps in the walls. You just so happen to start out at the correct spot at that door to just run past all the traps. And now you're in here. And you can avoid the spinning blade. Running past that is less of a obstacle and more of just walking around instead of running straight into a spinning blade. Pro tip, do not run straight into a spinning blade. More blades here. Ah, we messed up the wall. We had to do 1 there. Okay, so since we messed up, I'm going to go reset the items, because that did take like 3 minutes. We definitely should be able to get through the whole thing before time runs out. So I will get back to that part and show the rest of this maze, because why not? After my run energy recharges, which is going to be a big part of this, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Okay, back here again. Let's not get distracted by the spinning blade. It just stays there. It's easy to avoid and not a problem. Just need to pay attention to search 1 singular wall trap here and run past the other 3, because that still works. Over this blade, grab this tile in particular to open up this door. Yes, use the 1 tile I brought, yes. And then into this room full of grills. Around this way, around that way, around this one, avoid the corner, go to the corner, and around, and around, and we're out. Now I am going to have to conserve a little bit of run energy here, which is not ideal. If we had stamina potions, I guess we could technically run through this entire thing, but my goodness, are we nowhere near that yet. So instead, we get up to these 3 wall traps, run past those, and then this room, where we run past 3 traps, then take a step, then run past 3 traps, and then I'm gonna need to use walking speed here, so I'll search this trap just to be safe. After that, we've got these floor traps, which we can run past, and walk some more. And then these 4 traps, which will make use of the you move 2 squares every tick method to run past all these. Now the part where run energy is actually pretty vital. In this room, we've got the rogue guards, who we need to take care of with flash powder. But if they get us, we're out. So we definitely don't want that. So you get out of here. A little bit further. Don't know exactly their range. That should be good enough. Flash powder. On the guard. Run past. And we are home free. Past this pendulum. Past this pendulum. And to the inner wall safes. Where, with our thieving level, we have a very slight chance of about like 1 in 4 of actually getting the equipment crate that we need. And then in here, we can take a piece of rogue equipment. There are 5 pieces in total that we need to collect. So we'll start with the mask. Now, the rogue mask is in fact untradeable, so we don't get to bring that in again. So instead, we grab all our things, and we need to go put this in the house. Without a house, I don't think it would be possible to get full rogues on a hardcore ultimate. So, if you're trying to do a no construction hardcore ultimate Iron Man, this is not allowed. Insanely specific, but you never know what people are gonna do. Just have to come down here. Let's keep the run off so we can get that back. Rogue is probably gonna be in the armor case. So we'll store that. Deposit it. And it is right down here. So that is 1 out of 5. Doesn't look like we got a completion counter for the Rogue's Den. So I'm going to keep track of how many times it takes. And then from here, we need to get back to Berthorpe. So every 20 minutes we'll be able to use the minigame telly. Oh, here's a pile of things. Cast runes, steel arrows, air runes, defense potion, and some coins. We can't pick those up to see how many there are. I guess that's okay. So, back in Berthorpe again. We need to wait for our run energy to make the best use of that. Because without the run energy, it'd probably be a bit closer to the time limit. So we're not going to be risking that at all. There is some slight chance of people seeing a hardcore Ultimate Iron Man running around doing these particular activities, and they would know that that means there's a pile of stuff around. But that's pretty unlikely. So I'm going to go do the Rogue's Den as many times as it takes. Well, that's pretty good. Back-to-back Rogue's equipment crates. 2 for 2. And we'll grab the top. Another collection log slot. Always good. If we can do this in 5 attempts, that'd be fantastic, but I am not getting my hopes up for that. So, yet again, this needs to go in my house, and then I need to come back here. It's a process. But a process that we are completing without losing all of our things, unlike the previous time with the tables. So, I'll take what I can get at this point. Failed 1. But then the 4th attempt, we got our 3rd success for the Rogue's trousers. Very good. We're still well above the supposed 1 in 4 drop rate, as we are 3 in 4. So, I have no room to complain if we get a series of failures here. 3 out of 5 completed. While waiting for my run energy to restore, I got the Drill Demon random event. So, I guess that answers the question of what the second random event outfit that we're going to be currently storing is going to be. Beekeeper and camo. Unless we get the random emotes first. I think it's the outfit first. Either way, I think this might be the first time we've done this random event. I might have shown shooed them away before, since we couldn't really get the rewards as such. But there it is, the camo top. So now we get to burn some more teleports to go put this in my house. But that is completely acceptable. Camo top. And also, it really locks what we can put in here, because we can't take these out to start building up the mime costume or anything. At least not with this level. But hey, another item stored. Fantastic. And there is the 4th equipment crate. That was on run number 7. So, a few more failures in there, but still, doing fantastic. 4 out of 7 instead of getting 1 out of 4. Theoretically, that should have taken 16. So, there is a theoretical possibility of going incredibly dry on the 5th one, but these are not determined by the getting the previous one. Probability. Complicated. But anyways, that is 4 out of 5. So now we just need 1 more. And it's still 1 out of 4. And it is done. 5 for 8. Which is really, really good odds when rolling 1 out of 4 every time. So, no complaints here. A very pain-free process there. So that is full rogues. So that's pretty swell. And we even managed to not lose a whole bunch of things this time. I'll count that as a win. Alright. So pick up all the stuff back off the table. Again. And to the house. To put in the last piece of rogues, so then we can take out the full set of rogues. Pretty cool. I really need to figure out if there is a portable way to open up my bank pin screen so I can get this done whenever I log in. But anyways, full rogues. And with this, we get the set bonus of double loot when pickpocketing, which is going to come in very convenient for a lot of things. And convenient enough for what I have planned. Next time. Goodbye.